pressure, says Scotland coach Frank Hadden, is all on the All Blacks. Don't you believe it? What's it like to line up against the All Blacks, Andy?
It's very intimidating, I have to say. I imagine the 15 Scotland players out there to start with, there'll be an element of fear in them right now, because you know that you have to perform. There's no doubt New Zealand will perform today. It's all about how Scotland perform.
We've had the official anthems, now New Zealand Rugby's unofficial anthem. Get ready for whichever version it is of the haka. Classic haka, pre-watershed version. No hands across the throats, but they could do the hokey cokey and it would be intimidating. And you faced it 6 times.
It's one of those things, Andrew, that it's probably more intimidating to the viewers at home when the camera pans in and you see the intensity in their eyes. For any player facing it, you're about 60 seconds away from playing an international test match. If you're not focused on that job, then you shouldn't be out there. So I used to enjoy facing it. It used to inspire me. I used to pick out my opposite number and maybe wink at him or smile at him just as he finishes it, and then you go and get on with the game. So it's a fantastic thing to watch. I sincerely hope they keep it, because as Gregor said at the top of the programme, you just have to see the flashlights there to see what a spectacle it is.
And good luck to Craig Hamilton winking at Chris Jack this afternoon. It's going to be Scotland in the unfamiliar white change strip when the All Blacks come visiting to kick off. And
Black.
Dan Parks, what a responsibility for the off-the-line fly half today. What lies in store at Murrayfield this afternoon? And it's instantly gathered by Anton Oliver.
Leave it away.
His father played against Scotland in 1978. And already the All Blacks are off and running, and it's Rocco Coco pinning his ears back, and huge ground already by the All Blacks, and just spilled. But was it gathered again? Playing Scottish advantage. Well, instantly, as the fighter jets thunder overhead, we had a fighter jet thundering down the wing just a moment ago, and the danger is there for Scotland.
Well, that tells you everything about what New Zealand are going to do this afternoon. It's straight from the kick-off, they went wide, and Rocco Coco almost got away, and that was almost try time for New Zealand.
Cussiter feeds, and it's held by Taylor, puts a little block on Piri Weepu, the scrum half, and Dan Parks sends a decent kick, and Rocco Coco gathers and feeds infield quickly. His own one-man line-out, and it's the young man, Toyava, 19-year-old fullback, but it's been fumbled. Scotland have it.
2 knockdowns. First by Black.
Well, Scotland will have the scrum.
I'm telling you,
New Zealand have just set their stall, haven't they? Straight from the kick-off. This went out to Rocco Coco. He has got wheels. He goes away from Marcus Derolo, inside to the captain Tana Umanga, and look at them, there's so many All Blacks coming through there, and Chris Custer, thankfully for Scotland's perspective, gets back, but that was almost a scintillating start by New Zealand.
Well, Scotland have been mugged on their own ball just outside the 22, and it's been turned over into black ball. This is Nick Evans, long pass out there to John Afoa, and it's taken on now by Rico Gear, back in field to John Afoa once again, and the prop is heaved manfully into touch. They're attacking on both flanks.
Just hold different ball.
Quite a start by New Zealand. Scotland are having to desperately cling in there, and this is important. The first 10 minutes against the All Blacks is all important, because you can't let them get away from you. If you let them get away and they get points on the board, then they just grow in confidence and they keep going. Scotland must keep things off the scoreboard for the first 10 minutes. Look at Richie McCaw here. I think it was Gregor Townsend called him the best in the world. Look at him, onto his feet, strength. Ali Hogg, who tackled him there, has got a lot to handle this afternoon. I spoke to Jim Telford during the week, and he rates Richie McCaw as the most influential forward in world rugby currently.
Time back on.
Forget Dan Carter, he's the star of the forwards. Shortened line out, and the rain is starting again. Scott Lawson with the throw, which goes wild and wide.
Run forward.
And it's a New Zealand knock on, and Scotland breathe a huge sigh of relief.
It's a bit scrappy line-out though. I mean, everyone's talked up Scotland's line-out this week and had to go over the top there to Simon Taylor, and you can see the rain coming down there in that replay. It's not great conditions to throw over the top of the line-out.
Nigel Whitehouse, who is the referee, a relatively late replacement.
I want you up higher.
You can hear barking a few instructions to the front rows.
Engage. Just hold. Okay, come off.
Scottish penalty.
You're dropping down. Up high up.
Simone Tamoipo. Tongan ball.
Three here, up higher 2.
And on his third cap, making a mistake at the first
Thank you,
scrum.
Chris.
It's very important now, Andrew, that Scotland win this line out. And we can see why they're going to have the line out, because the penalty there, Tamoipo just drops it there, quite a clear penalty there. Nigel Whitehouse picked it, but this is important for Scotland. They must get this ball and keep it.
Better from the Scottish line out. Dan Parks has it almost behind him and gathering. Ali Hogg, it slips and is flicked on, but Scotland still have it. Southwell with the boot, and the chase is on now. There's a bit of space back there. It's a well placed kick. Rico Gear thumps it upfield himself, but Scotland have made plenty of territory.
Good tactics by Scotland. Get a kick in behind them, get the crowd on their feet, get the atmosphere rising here at Murrayfield. Hugo Southwell, normally left footer, put a good right footed kick there, and Scotland have got very good field position now.
Receiver, stay out.
A few flash bulbs going off around the ground again.
Hey. It's okay.
It's gathered beautifully by Scott Murray.
Push.
It's Murray again there,
Push away.
bending that huge frame. Ali Hogg with others lending
Clean it,
support.
Black. Clean it, Black. Get away, Black. Play an
Chris
advantage.
Custer has a man upon him, but
Play
big
an
Scottish
advantage.
advantage. They have a penalty waiting for them.
Still playing.
They'll come back for the drop goal attempt surely.
Side.
And now it will be Chris Patterson instead of Dan Parks with a more leisurely attempt at
Coming
goal.
round.
Good bit of forward play by Scotland there, taking it right into the guts of the All Blacks. It's good
Post,
for Scotland.
post,
They've got to take the game to them. They've seen what New Zealand have thrown them so far. This was the double jeopardy. He knew there was a penalty being awarded by the referee, so it was a case of he could have free goal. Now it's a chance for Scotland to take the lead.
Number 6. Anyway, here.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris.
The kicking tee is a little grouse. Shotguns at the ready.
Stand still.
It's not the furthest kick for Chris Patterson, just the wrong side for a right footer. Just about 6 minutes gone at Murrayfield. Scotland lead New Zealand 3-0.
Well, after the start of New Zealand put in this game, Scotland will be delighted to be 3-0 up after 6 minutes. Very important tonight that Chris Patterson kicks all his goals there, and any chance that Scotland get, they take them. So it's a great start for Scotland to be in the lead after this 6 minutes of play.
Turn the floodlights off, match abandoned. Restart just outside the 22, nobody claims it, but now New Zealand certainly do. And here's Donafoe again, and it's taken on by James Ryan. Into touch, but such dangerous play from Scotland. And nobody took the restart.
That is just basic rugby. You take the lead in a game against New Zealand and you let the kick-off bounce, and it bounced straight into Gus McDonald's hands, and it was almost another try. That was criminal by Scotland.
Angus MacDonald is playing on the wrong side, surely. Now Scotland under real pressure, trying to barge their way clear of their own line.
There we are, there we are, there we are. It's held up, it's got to go to black.
Now, danger.
It's up.
New Zealand scrum 5 metres out.
No, it's after the whistle, lads. It's held up. Black scrummage.
You hear the referee explain to the players Scotland were wanting that ball. They thought it was a ruck, the ball on the ground, and it would be their put in. The referee interpreted it was held up, hence it's a maul. If the ball doesn't come out, then it's the opposing team that gets the ball. And New Zealand now have outstanding field position.
Piri Wipu feeds, but the scrum has crumbled.
It's slippery, lads. Get the bind up here, please. Up here.
Long sides on today.
Just crouch and hold, please. Crouch and hold. Engage. Let's come off.
Now it's Piri Wipu once again. Rico Gear's with him. The tip is for Rico Gear, and a try, surely for him as well. Instantly to the video replay.
Christophe, can you hear me? Yeah, can you just clarify, please, whether he has grounded the ball, not knocked it forward? I couldn't quite see then. Just checking the grounding, please.
Okay.
Time off, Marianne.
The video referee is Christophe Berdo. It's his decision. This is Rico Gear.
That's a try, Andrew, that's a try. He's got enough control of it. Downward pressure is all required, and he got it down, and it was a very simple try for New Zealand, and that's rather ominous for Scotland. They didn't have to work particularly hard. Piri Wipu just came on the blind side, put the kick through, and Rico Gear, who got 3 against Wales,
I can award the try, correct?
Yes.
has got another one here to
Simple as that. As simple as that. And that's not a bad strike rate. 7 tries in 10 tests so far. 3 against Wales earlier this month, and such a simple one to begin with today.
3 against Wales, and then he hasn't played for 2 weeks in the next 2 internationals.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Shabby performance. He should have got dropped. And Nick Evans, a lightweight fly half, but he's got a huge boot on him. Tightest of angles for this conversion. It is a wonderful kick and just shot bang on target. Me after talking up his huge boots. You talk us through this try, Andy.
Well, it looks it's all set up there. Jason White has got the mark. It's man-on-man defence, but it's just a well felt kick through. Sean Lamont is in no man's land. He has to go forward to make the tackle. The kick goes behind him, and then he just gets enough downward pressure. Rico Gear, good try.
Scotland have pinched it. Rico Gear had it, but the ball went loose, and now a chance for the men in white. Cussiter finds support from Scott Lawson, but he's going backwards. And again, it's also scrappy now, a little bit of a chance. Chip through from the chase is on for Hogg, and it's still there. De Rollo's kick, and now the All Blacks under pressure. And Scotland have the scrum.
Well, scrappy play all round there. Welcome to international rugby for Toiabo, the new full back. Scotland need to, you can see in the contact, it's a good kick by Marcus de Rollo through here. Bit of lack of communication between Rico Gear and Toiabo. They both leave it for each other. That could easily have spilt through there for a kick through for a try. But then a big hit. Jason White, Toiabo, welcome to international rugby.
Well, it's now a penalty. Talking to for the All Blacks, and the decision, Jason White says to Dan Parks, booted into the corner.
Well, it's one of these decisions. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then maybe should have gone for the 3 point.
Well, it's a good take, first of all. Part one complete. Now the drive. Heave cry the Murrayfield crowd. Stops still for a moment, and then the momentum just kicks in again. Other white shirts piling in, up to the line. They're over the line. Do they get it down? Nigel Whitehouse says he cannot see it.
Going upstairs. No, I'll look at it now.
Well, Andrew, sometimes you can gauge
Time off, please.
from the players' reactions, and every Scotland player there thinks it's a try. It looks at it should be a try. They should have control of the ball. The trouble is, can Christophe Verdeaux see it or not?
Yeah, I heard me.
Yeah. I cannot see the grounding of the ball. There's too many bodies for me. Okay, if you could just have a look at it and see if you've got a better angle, please.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, Andrew. I would bet my mortgage on that's a try, but can we see it? There's so many bodies. Look at the reaction. You can tell. I mean, most players try and buy the decision from the referee. The trouble is, it was such a well-formed and constructed maul that it's right in the middle of there. And can we see any white?
Well, there are some white shirts down there as well. Those ones, they probably do have the ball down, but you just have to see it.
It's one of those ones, I don't think you can give it. If you can't see the ball, you can't give it. Even though it looks to everyone in the stadium that it's a try.
Nigel.
Yes?
I can't watch the ball on the pitch.
You can't see the ball at all?
I can't watch the ball on the pitch.
Okay, we'll go for scrum 5 then,
Scrum 5,
okay?
Yeah, okay.
Time back on. Scrum 8, 5.
And you can hear what the Murrayfield crowd think of that, but as Christophe Verdeaux was saying, he could not watch the ball. Andy Nicol thought he watched it.
Lost in translation there, yeah. It's the right decision. If you can't see it, you can't give the try.
Well, the ball is out in a huge drive on from the All Blacks, and Scotland's chances disappeared. Kick half chance down though from Peary Weepu, scrum half. Now Southwell under pressure. Shakes aside one tackle. And the huge Gary Owen from Parks. Rokokoko's underneath it. It's claimed by Conrad Smith.
Straight on top.
What a Scottish penalty.
Straight on. Straight on. Stay up on your feet.
Well, I've no doubt Scotland will go for the 3 points this time. It's a fairly straightforward kick there for Chris Patterson, but killing the ball on the ground, it was hard to see, but Scotland it's crucial that Scotland get 3 points here, because it looks like they should have had the 5, maybe 7 points from the try, but as the video ref couldn't see the ball, he couldn't give the try. But you know, Scotland are competing well, but what worries me, Andrew, is some of the hits, in the contact so far. New Zealand have been ferocious, and they're knocking Scotland players back in contact when it looks like Scotland have got the ball set up, and that is rather ominous, because the weight of tackle will eventually see them through.
What would encourage Scotland though is that pushover try that wasn't, because they certainly got a bit of a drive on there. And Patterson to nudge Scotland in front once again. Just did not bring it round. And for all their attacking pressure there, Scotland have no points to show for it.
Hang on.
Quick take by Peary Weepu.
Away.
Desperately trying to offload on his knees. John Afoa comes into play, bulky scrum half. Conrad Smith.
Away.
And it's back to Nick Evans, a huge slice off the outside of his boot. And New Zealand looking just a little bit All Black-like at the moment.
They are, and that came from the pressure that Chris Custer at scrum half put on Nick Evans. And you know, any standoff can put a long kick in if he's got no pressure, but Chris Custer had the commitment, made the effort to put pressure on him, and resulted in a slice kick.
There's the receiver.
Scott Murray's the target man again. Solid line out.
Push.
Again, a good defensive shove coming in from the All Blacks. Smuggling it at the back with Scott Lawson.
Leave it back here.
Pick up from Jason White. This is Park, little chip through for himself. He's not going to quite get there now. It's Rico Gear, and now it could be dangerous. Joe Rokothoko hitch kicking away, trying to find support runners as they go to ground.
Offside here.
Well,
3 or 4.
Scotland offside.
Play an advantage. Play an advantage.
Richie McCaw just swats aside a couple of tackles, and Peary Wiku felt that one, but they'll come back for the All Black penalty.
4, first one from the flag as well.
Again, New Zealand not interested in kicking. They want to run at Scotland. They want to throw the ball about. They want to finish the tour on a high here.
And midfield.
They can't fall off tackles though. Marcus Derolo still holds on to him, just gets him down eventually. The ball goes loose. Peter Weaver gets one from Andrew Henderson. Good hit there by Andrew Henderson, but Scotland must make their tackles.
Well, it's a rare moment in the Scottish half in the last 10 minutes or so. Scotland have had all the play, all the territory, but they trailed to that try from Rico Gear. Long and loose, but picked up now. The All Blacks rampaging forward, but knocked on.
Wait for an advantage, lads. One forward.
First half territory 60% of Scotland. I played in 2000 in New Zealand when we finished the game with 60% possession, and we lost the game 69-20, so it doesn't always tell the story.
Thank you, Andy. Dan Park's under pressure from Angus MacDonald.
Stay back.
And a good take from Toyava. But lost forward, and Scotland have the scrum.
Good tactic, Andrew. It's a good tactic. New full back, first game really in senior rugby, one NPC game, no Super 12 experience. There's one thing you could guarantee, that ball was going up in the air at some point early on in this game, and he took the high kick there, but they knocked on at the back of the ruck.
Scotland.
The scrum's a little bit untidy today. Slippery underfoot.
Okay. Just shimmy across, lads.
Anton Oliver, the All Black hooker there, behind Cussiter.
Slippery, just control it, lads. Crouch and hold. Engage. Okay.
Scottish scrum stands firm now. They're flinging it wide, and it's lost by Derolo. And Southwell's pressed into defence now. And it's carried on by Toyava, the fullback. Straight through is Nick Evans. He's just trying to shrug off the tackles. And the linking play is there from the All Blacks. Now there's space left. And it's John Afoe provides that link. And now it's MacDonald coming in field. And onward to James Ryan, the second row. All Blacks creeping irresistibly forward. Tanu Manga's flattened to the ground. Peary Wipu switches it. White defence is up quickly, but Conrad Smith is there, and there is support. Anton Oliver bullies his way up to the line. Now there's space. Nick Evans, and Evans is through for the second All Black try.
It was unrelenting, wasn't it? Phase after phase of quick ball, getting half through the tackles and offloading, and eventually it's just going to have to happen. This is after many phases. Peter Weaver come to the blind side because he got the call. Conrad Smith almost gets through, but it's just offloading the tackle. Scotland aren't putting the big enough hits to get them down. They get them there, but then it's quick ball, and then this close to the line, Jason White against Nick Evans, he got too much space to defend, and that try was coming for a number of phases before that though, because they had options all around.
We were talking to Frank Hadden, the Scotland coach, during the week, and his philosophy, as it was with Edinburgh, is there simply isn't the weight there in the Scottish players. They have to play that wide game, but when you play it against New Zealand, well, they're the masters of playing the wide running game.
They are, but I mean, what's on this tour so far, a lot's been made of the tries that they've scored and that, but it's for me it's the ferocity of the forwards and the contact. They've absolutely obliterated the three sides so far. Last week against England it was a bit more of a contest because England have got the weight in the forward pack to compete, but against Wales, Ireland and the evidence so far today here with Scotland is that they've just got so much power up front, and their accuracy and their physicalness in the contact is what can give them quick ball.
Well, Nick Evans converts his own try and the lead is stretched, and a worrying sign for Scotland is that Chris Cussiter is just hurtling around a bit in front of us. He's trying to shake it off. He's been down on the ground for some time. Mike Blair is an able replacement. Started the game against Argentina in place of Cussiter. Two very good scrum halves, Scotland, but perhaps some frailties elsewhere. Cussiter is still limping around a bit.
No, it's okay. Away.
Evans puts the boot in. Taken by Southwell. That's Toyava again with the fumble. And Scotland have the penalty. New Zealand players coming back from an offside position there.
It was a good decision by Hugo Southwell. Good high kick up. Put the new kid under a bit of pressure again, and this time he was left wanting. He just took his eye off the ball and he looked at Hugo Southwell coming forward, and then when you do that, you're going to knock the ball.
What should they do now, though? Chris Custer's lost his battle against the injury, and Mike Blair comes on. But it's an interesting decision for them to take now as Blair replaces Cussiter.
I mean, I'm gutted for Chris Custer. A big game against New Zealand. He's got the nod over his rival, and he lasts 20 minutes after an injury. You'll be looking there. He is sick as a dog. And he doesn't look. He's a tough little boy there. He won't be coming off without any due cause.
He's one player that even New Zealanders know about from his efforts with the Lions. Certainly respected by Tony Gilbert, his former coach of the Borders. But Mike Blair is a very talented player as well. The crossfield kicking again. It's Toyava underneath it, but he calls for the mark this time. Safe and steady. The worrying thing for Scotland really is that New Zealand have had 2 attacks, 2 tries.
Yep, twice they've been in the 22, twice they've scored, and that is ominous. This is the high kick. Here's the kick here. Look at me, just takes his eye off it, looks away. I think you could hear Hugo Southwell coming, and you take the eye off the ball, you're going to make mistakes like that.
Well, his build is a cross between Christian Cullen and Wasali Serevi, the great Fiji Sevens player. Certainly catches it like Serevi, but he's a devastating runner. Maybe not in these conditions. Blair now with his first real foray, and Mike Blair's half through, almost up to the 22. Talking about impressive runners, Mike Blair is certainly that. The drive, Sean Lamington there adding his weight. Ali Hogg in the back line. Route 1 and not held. Southwell, little chip through, but few white jerseys chasing. Plenty of time for Toyava. Again, it doesn't make too much headway. Scotland will have the line out in the New Zealand 22.
Good tactics by Scotland, a few phases, and then put the ball on the ground. Wet conditions, test out the new full-back. But what they need to do, they need to put support coming through. Scott Lawson was the only player putting pressure on him. We saw one when Nick Evans had pressure, he sliced it.
Well, Scotland had the line out, then lost it, but now they have the penalty. Nigel Whitehouse is cracking down on the All Black nonsense, which they do very well.
Well, they do. All international teams do these days, but pulling down at the line out, you can't touch the player when he comes down.
Well, again, any thought of 3 points in the penalty kick is quickly abandoned by Captain Jason White. Big line out for Scotland. And well, Scott Murray cried loud that he was being obstructed. But now there's danger, plenty of black shots out left. Conrad Smith, Rokathoko, little show, and it's Toyava hauled into touch.
They're just desperate to attack, aren't they? This is the end of it. Chris Patterson held his position well and just got enough of Toyava to get him down. Good defender, Chris Patterson. He could go from full back to winger, no problem, and he held his position there well.
Line out lost. Umanga spills. Conrad Smith has it, but they will come back. You must start to get concerned also if you're a Scotland fan when you eschew the chances of 3 points and then they don't come to anything, as we see the knock on again.
Yeah, I mean, strange decision. I mean, as I said earlier, sometimes when you go for the corner and it comes off and you get a try, then you're the hero. If you don't, as it happened there, then it's maybe a mistake. I was always of the opinion early on, and we're still only 24 minutes into this game, take the points when they're on offer. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. Keep in control of the scoreboard. Keep as close as you can to the opposition. 12-6, not a bad scoreline after 25 minutes.
New Zealand penalty.
Going down on your knees.
Number 3 staying in feet. Bruce Douglas, the culprit.
Going down on his knees.
You talk about ominous signs, Andrew. Scotland have lost the last 2 line-outs and the last scrum, and if Scotland start losing primary possession, first phase possession, and you let New Zealand dominate ball, then as we've seen twice they've been in the Scotland's 22, they're going to score more tries.
Not quite concerned, flicking across the face of Frank Martin. Scotland have had their chances already, plenty of them in the opening 25 minutes, and they're 9 points adrift. Anton Oliver finds Chris Jack in the centre of the line out, but it's lost. Now Blair will come back for the knock on. Well, scuffles.
Come away, leave him have it next time. Here we are.
Not having the All Black line out.
Push across. Scotland, push across.
The All Blacks coming at pace. Umanga just checks slightly and finds support runners. Good take by Conrad Smith, but he's well held. Piri Wipu just considering his options. And down the blind side they go. Some big, fast hits going in from Scotland. And the reward is the scrum.
That's great defence by Scotland. You have to get into their face. Look at here, they all come forward. Bruce Douglas, Jason White, they get in amongst them. There was a wraparound move there. The scrum half was coming round. James Ryan it was, and coming around to keep the ball going out wide, but you must get in the face. You close the space down. If you hang off New Zealand, you're going to struggle.
I watched that when he's up on his feet.
John Afoa down getting treatment on the far side there. Just 22, just turned 22.
Yes. It's just three here. He's dropping his binding. The last minute, he just goes straight down.
This is Nick Evans' try coming from Scotland play, under pressure. That's the pressure I just talked about. Conrad Smith put so much pressure on Marcus Tirola. It was good defence, and then eventually after about 5 phases, Nicky Evans easy run over, and that was just unrelenting from the All Blacks, but it started from a Scotland mistake.
Nick Evans, poor old Nick Evans, understudy to Dan Carter. He's not a bad player.
It's up together now, same ball. Right straight, wait, crouch and hold.
Players working up quite a sweat in the paddock. It's hard going out there today at Dreich, day at Murrayfield. Southall with the boot. Toyava's there, this precocious fullback. And support there from Rico Gale, and there's space, and there are men inside him. Yes, but last ditch tackles from Scotland, but here come the All Blacks again. There's many options out there, it's a bit stationary, but now the space is there. It's Anton Oliver, the hooker, carrying it forward, stretching Scotland to one side and the other. But the Scottish tackles are piling in. Rutherford surely forward to Richie McCaw. And Scotland survive again. Let's head down to John Beattie.
Yeah, hi Andy. Heard Chris Custer Everly. His injury's not bad. It's just bruising, but he won't be back. So Andy Nicol, no need to worry.
Well, that is good news. Mike Blair's had quite an impressive few minutes since he came on, a live wire scrum half. Scotland's cursed that two of the most talented players are going for the one position.
That's the slip, lad. Together, that's the slip.
Scrum is going to be messy today.
Slip, lad. Very tacky. Crouch and hold. Engage.
Well, it's a big drive from the All Blacks, and in the disarray, they take advantage. And they have the penalty. Scotland holding on to the ball on the ground.
Get away, thank you. Leave it, Evans. Leave it, thank you.
Scrappy ball at the back of the scrum. Mikey Blair under a lot of pressure. There's Gus McDonald on his feet, you can see there. He has the ball, the penalty happens. Gus McDonald falls over, but he had the ball. The penalty had already been given for Mike Blair holding on too long on the ground. But that just came from the pressure that the front five for the All Blacks exerted on the Scotland front five.
Now it's interesting, Scotland have had a couple of penalty chances that they've abandoned for kicks to touch, and now the All Blacks, I mean, it is a straightforward kick. You'd think they would be the side that could afford to perhaps kick for touch.
It's like contrasting. In their own 22, they want to throw the ball about and run the length of the field. In the opposition 22, when they get a chance like this, they take the 3 points. But I agree with this decision. As I said earlier, I would have taken any kick at goal. If you get the opportunity, you must keep the scoreboard ticking.
It's clearly a Scottish game plan to not do that, but they now trail 15-3. Another successful kick from Nick Evans. A quick restart. This is the tactic we saw last week. Very quick restart, but it might backfire. Peary Whoop and Tano Manga spills it. A remarkable drop ball from Tano Manga, because Scotland were in very real danger there.
We've seen two mistakes from Tano Manga that you could go 2 years without seeing. I mean, that is just a basic catch. He was looking up to see what the defence was doing. Michael Blair was there, but that looked very dangerous. If Tano had taken that, it could have been another try for New Zealand.
Again, the Scottish scrum is creaking, but they have the ball. Now it's Lamont. The crowd expecting Lamont to do great things, but he's shackled well. And the All Blacks defence is shunting Scotland backwards. Back almost to their own 22. And there's the high hanging kick. Peary Whoop up, pirouettes, loses the ball. Here comes Scotland with Ali Hogg, Bruce Douglas. But he's so low to the ground. Thorry down the blind side, and then back here to Lamont. Nobody out here, so he comes back to his safety. The forwards again stays strong in the tackle and shimmies. Went backwards, says Nigel Whitehouse. This is Hugo Southwell. Chip. And it's well directed to the corner, and Scotland are back deep into the All Black 22.
Well, we saw the tactic earlier from the kick. That was out of necessity, because Scotland didn't have anyone else out there for Hugo Southwell to pass for. Scotland are having to put so many players into contact to win the ball, but they're lacking out in numbers. New Zealand's defensive line held there, and it was the only option for Hugo Southwell was to kick.
Step down. Back. On me. Receiver.
The All Black line out is sorted out by Nigel Whitehouse.
Come on.
And it's long, and it's well taken at the back. Nick Evans tries to burst through, and he does just that. And Nick Evans is away. He's got Angus MacDonald with him, and MacDonald's got flyers outside, and Rico Gear is there. Big hit comes in, but he stands strong. MacDonald once again. Anton Oliver now. The All Blacks in a flash from defence into attack. Evans once again, who made the break. The kick is wide, and it's well placed. Toyava spins out of the tackle and keeps the ball alive. And play on, says the referee. And the try for Lawaki, the number 8. Devastating stuff from the All Blacks. And a first try for Sione Lawaki.
Again, it was just unrelenting from the All Blacks. They get in behind an opposition, they just see the try line and they don't stop till they get a good cross kick here. Nick Evans, Tuyaba takes it on the full, avoids it, and then there's a bit of, I mean, that could so easily have gone to the ground.
Well, surely that's gone forward though.
Well,
I'm sure that's classed as a forward pass.
If it hasn't gone forward, you don't have to be in control of it. That must, well, that's debatable. It didn't hit the ground, but did it go forward? He gets the touchdown, but they just look so ominous. When they break the first line of defence, there's just swarms of black shirts coming through, putting pressure on Scotland, and it's they're a great sight to watch, I have to say, when they're in full flow.
Even the neutrals must grudgingly applaud. A few boos for Nick Evans' conversion attempt, which is good.
You see here from the wide, it's a good kick over. You just look at the numbers, look at the black shirts. There's options here. Scotland have got the defence there, but then look, I mean, a juggling act like that, I mean, that's unlucky. When the game's going for you, that would hit the ground. As it is today, it goes straight into Luaki's hand, and it's another try, and Scotland are staring down the barrel at 22-3.
Here they come from the restart again, but a good hit was in.
Come away, good.
And a huge boot this time from Nick Evans. Looks rather more comfortable in his role now.
On the line, please, back.
The wonder boy Dan Carter sitting in the stands.
Receiver. Okay.
Could take one away. Loose pass. Southwell again prods it forward with his boot, and by inches it is well placed.
This was the start of the Luaki try. We talked about the mistake last time. Ali Hogg, Craig Hamilton, you have to make your tackles like that. You're 5 yards from their line, you think it's not going to cost much, but as we've just seen, it goes the whole length of field from some great play that finished with the Luaki's try. This is the end of it. That's James Ryan. It's probably not a knock-on. It doesn't go forward. He's in possession. When he passes the possession, if that's the word, passes it to Luaki, it goes back. It was a fair try, but the missed tackle by Ali Hogg was absolutely crucial.
You were coming into the line. He didn't come in, he went up and
misfiring
down.
for Scotland now, an All Black free kick from the line out. Scotland, for all their territory in possession, it seems a familiar tale over the last few seasons because they've been up with the All Blacks as much as the All Blacks have been in the Scottish 22. They are 19 points behind. And then the confidence starts to flow through those black shirts. It's a towering kick from Nick Evans. And out just shy of the halfway line. I'm sure there is plenty for Frank Harden to ponder. What they can do in the second half to change their tactics, perhaps. Just carry on running it, spinning it wide. Simon Taylor, quiet game so far.
Here we are! Leave it, Black, leave it!
Here's the Gary Owen again. And it's down Toyava. And Toyava fields this one well, leaping high.
Leave it, White! Outside!
Evans just outside his 22. But it's well placed. And just beyond Mike Blair and Rokafoko. Scotland look to be tiring already, perhaps.
They have, not surprising. In the game 4 years ago here against the All Blacks, it was my last international. It was close at half time. I think it was something like 9-6, 12-6 at half time. And in the changing room at half time, it was silence because Scotland were exhausted. And you expend so much energy just trying to stay close, and that's my worry today for Scotland.
Another misfiring line out.
Play on!
And in the scavenging duties, New Zealand reigns supreme.
Blackburn! Off the prop. Outside the line out.
It's a Scottish scrum. I said I'd mention it, Andy, so I will. You have played on a side which has beaten the All Blacks. But for a World 15 many years ago.
Many years ago, I just turned 21 and playing with the best players from around the world, and it was just a fantastic experience for me, and one of the few Scots to have done it, so very fortunate.
Well, that's a massive drive from the All Blacks scrum. The Scottish scrum is looking increasingly frail. Kick from Mike Blair. It's not too bad, rescues the situation. Looks like a young Andy Nicol. First time up against the All Blacks, as it is for 11 of the players in this Scottish 15. Conrad Smith just bundles his way forward. Evans finds Toyava again, and he just slaps a tackle aside and just stays in field. But it's hacked free on the white side. A slip. And the kick finds its way to Rokafoko. Richie McCaw, big tackle goes in on the flanker. Jason White looks to have done himself a mischief in the process. Again, Scotland have pinched it. Just get the ball free. Chris Patterson haven't had much of a chance to see his jigs and skirls.
Leave it back! Leave it back! Leave it! 14! 14 White,
Jason White is still down on his haunches. Mike Blair trying to dart round the fringe. Scott Lawson picks up and goes.
Away back! Down!
Back for the kicking option from Parks.
That time to top.
And into touch. And half-time. And a half where New Zealand have had few chances, but they have taken them with devastating effect.
But you just look at the Scotland players coming off there, they're exhausted, they're hanging on there. Look at All Blacks, there's a spring in their step, they're 22-3 up at half-time. Scotland haven't played that bad. They've made defence, they've made tackles, they've missed a couple of key ones, but then they've lost tries, and that's the disappointing aspect.
3 tries to nil, 22-3, New Zealand lead.
Ready for TV, yeah? You going right? You going right? Are you going right? I don't want to get anywhere.
Well, New Zealand 40 minutes from a Grand Slam, or is there something special, some sporting miracle from Scotland? The sides are out and we're ready to go. At slightly different sides. Alistair Kellogg is on in the second row for Scotland, coming on for Craig Hamilton to partner Scott Murray. And changing the All Black ranks, you can see him there at the bottom of your picture. Ma Nonu on in the centre for Conrad Smith. Quite a formidable player to bring on off the bench, Ma Nonu.
Wait for me, please, 10.
19 points the gap. Scotland have to show something in finishing and taking advantage of the chances they have.
Come away from him, don't block.
A decent nudge from Dan Parks to get things going. Rokocoko thinks about the quick restart, but hold it right there.
No.
Always looks rather startled,
Right,
Dan Parks.
right across, please.
And I would be too if the All Blacks
Stay
were
across.
bearing down on me.
Come on, get in. Sorry.
Scotland urging Anton Oliver to get it in,
Let's have
but
it.
he doesn't. So,
Let's have
Scottish
it.
free kick. Early chance, Simon Taylor carries it forwards and then sideways.
Get away, get away.
Scottish
Roll
penalty.
away.
New Zealand not rolling
Hey,
away.
get away from it. You could have got away.
That's Sione Lawaki, the number 8.
He went hunting for
Roll
Simon
away.
Taylor there, though. He went hunting for him. He didn't roll away, but he made sure that he was going to hit his opposite number, Simon Taylor, and he's a big lad. And Richie McCaw came in to help in the matters as well. And the Scotland now just need to get this line out in the 22 and have another drive.
Decent kick from Dan Parks. John Beattie down the touchline.
Well, the chat, Andy, is that they think they're in a game. Half-time, Frank Haddon's told them to enjoy it. Keep flinging the ball around, they're in a game.
Well, Scotland certainly have their chances. And here's one here, and the line out completely misunderstood.
Leave it wide.
Lawson's throw finding
Mark
a gap
down.
in the middle.
Come away.
There's a precious chance which has gone. Chris Patterson,
That's your man.
rare
Come
hands
away,
on the ball for former captain. And he tries to muscle a black
There you
shot
are,
to the
leave it wide,
ground.
stay.
Rokocoko in at scrum half.
Leave it wide, leave it wide. Leave it wide, good.
Deep for Nick Evans, but it's spilled, and Scotland will have the scrum. Well, Scotland are not the only ones who are nervous and under pressure.
I was about to say, when Nick Evans was going to kick that probably into Scotland's half, what a great game he's having, but then he's blotting his coffee slightly with that. Lack of concentration there, but now Scotland have a chance. The line out they messed up, they've got a chance now with a scrum in the 22.
Hard for Nick Evans, desperately trying to impress, and Blair round the fringes, he's on his own. He beat all the All Blacks defence and beat his own support. So quick around the side.
4 here now. 4 man here.
He's just so sharp.
Line out's full, thank you.
Mike, he just saw that there was no winger, but Angus MacDonald got off the back of the
Receiver.
scrum very well.
Long throw, it's loose, and Scotland have it, and it's Ali Hogg. Now, what could Scotland do? Well, they're being punished with defensive work from the All Blacks, and they've pinched it. Again, back deep into his own in-goal area from Nick Evans, and just beyond the grasp of
Good
Chris
discipline,
Patterson.
thank you.
That's what I was about to say, that Angus MacDonald, that Nick Evans was going to do a few minutes
Okay,
before when he
hold on
dropped
now.
it. He's got a hell of a boot in him, and
He's 7, we'll carry
there's
on.
Frank Haddon. Frank Haddon will not be happy about line out finishing like this, which basically wasn't functioning. Lack of communication.
No, carry
There
on.
was 2 lifting pods, and he won't be happy, Frank Haddon, because Scotland must take any possession they get.
And they just about take this one, but Blair is under real pressure from Angus MacDonald. Son of
Leave it wide.
Hamish MacDonald and all
Leave
back
it
in
wide.
the 70s. There's something wrong there. Nick Evans finds Umanga under pressure.
Good, leave it wide, leave it. Leave it wide.
An All Black player injured in his own 22. So Richie McCaw is
Go back,
looking.
go
and
back.
ball goes backwards. Rokocoko still has it. He spins and into touch.
I'll have a look at him now.
Just as well Scotland
We're checking now.
get Rokocoko on the ground, because he's just a devastating run. He scored that try last year against Wales in the autumn, where he dummied to kick and just went the length of field. He's just
Time
such
off.
an exciting player, and to think that he's, look at that, tests 30,
7 off.
tries 30. Now
7
that
black
is a
off,
fairly
please.
good strike record.
I think it's just about
Number
one again,
7.
is it, Andy? Oh dear. Well, we're having a change because
Wait.
Richie McCaw, his
He didn't come in. I was
game
happy
is
he
done.
didn't.
It must be a serious knock for the hard man to be going off.
I'm happy.
And on in his place comes mostly Tui Ali, Canterbury flanker. There's McCall making the tackle.
He turns him, and it might just be a twist.
Aggressive ripping away from Scotland as well. Now Ali Hogg in midfield. Decoy runners in front of the ball, and now here comes Southwell attacking at pace. It is Patterson, and the chip is there, but the chaser is Scott Lawson, the hooker, and time for Toyava. But still Scotland keep it alive. Mike Blair infield to Bruce Douglas. Straightforward and stays strong in the tackle from Loaki. Blair, though, under pressure, does well. Carried on now by Ali Kellett. Again it's Southwell hitting the line, and the chip is too long and out in the full. You can see the intentions, Andy, if not the execution.
Yeah, the intention's absolutely there. The phase before when Chris Patterson kicked through, it was a good kick, but again there was no one running through. He got tackled just as he was kicking it, so there was no pressure on him. We can see Richie McCaw putting his jacket back on. It's a bit cold out there. He's had a great season, and he'll be disappointed to finish with an injury like that.
Again, Anton Oliver pauses before finding his man. And a piercing drive and rumble from the black shirts.
For my call. Here we are.
Smuggling it at the back again.
This is for my call. It's going to have.
It's McDonald who has it. He's trying to get the shunt forward again. The spin
Clear white.
Well, Scottish scrum, lost forward. Scotland have it though. Jason White in midfield. Blair, now it's wide. Advantage over as the kick comes in from Henderson. The chase from Southwell.
Get him up.
Perry Whipper under pressure, but he does well. And Scotland now try and bundle him into touch, and they will have their line out in the All Blacks 22.
I've got subs as well.
There's no doubt it's a clear cut tactic. Put it out to the outside channel. This is the turnover. Simon Taylor in there. Gets a knock back. Ali Kellett off the ground. Scott Murray gets away, and then it goes out to Mike Blair, out to Andrew Henderson. He puts the kick through. Again, that's the tactics. Getting the wide channels, kick down, and then put. But look at Perry Whipper here. Just get off Hugo Southwell. But they eventually bundle him into touch.
I think he's done a bench press or two in his time, Perry Whipper. Another change for the All Blacks. Andrew Hoare is on at hooker for Anton Oliver. And Scotland's line out is loose and untidy, trying to keep it alive, which they do now. Jason White does take some hauling down, but they're now outside the All Blacks 22.
Didn't touch it.
Marcus De Rollo.
No, unplayable, lads.
Mike Blair is.
It's unplayable there. It's not
shouting
going to come.
instructions.
That's the first one.
Nigel Whitehouse has awarded the Scottish scrum, but they've been heaved back up to the 10-metre line.
Just became a bit unplayable there,
Just
lads.
wait of tackles. You see here Marcus De Rollo
Give me room, please.
facing James Ryan and Angus MacDonald, and
Crouch and hold.
Angus MacDonald couldn't get out of the way. I don't think he intended to get out of the way there, but he just lay there.
Leave it black.
Henderson. And Dan Parks, and there it is, the up and under once again.
There's your man,
Just
there's your
outside the 22. Perry Whipper is hammered as he takes the ball.
Leave it, White, leave it. Come away.
He took it well. And
That's against you. You're just coming away. Just didn't get round, lads. Just coming round.
If Scotland are going to put high balls up, they must get up to contest the ball in the air. They can't wait for the ball to come
Entry from
down
the side.
and let the New Zealand get the catch. There's Dan Parks puts it up. It's a pre-planned move. That must be Sean Lamont coming in from the left wing. Must be able to get up there and get to contest the ball in the air when it's a free game.
And then they were just coming in from the side, and that was the penalty.
No, make the effort to get back
Lance
to the
had a couple
game.
of great games
That's
against
all I ask.
Argentina and Samoa.
Keep the gap. Keep the gap. In 15. In 15. Receiver.
And Johor, the Taranaki hooker, and his first throw is good. Manonu. Bumanga links well.
Away, White. Oh.
And the chip, and Rokothoka's after it. Southwell is back there, and Rokothoka is going to be on him quickly. He takes it and stands up well. Blair now under huge pressure. Does so well to find Lamont, and Lamont finds space, and Sean Lamont is bursting clear. Does Lamont have the pace to get there? No. Does he have support? And the white shirts now come tumbling in. Now if Scotland can fling it wide. And the All Black defence has time. Henderson busting clear again. into touch. And a gasping, breathing Scotland side, but they so nearly had a wonderful try from Sean Lamont.
What a brilliant footballer Mike Blair is. Look, that's his try line, for goodness sake. And he gets it to Sean Lamont. We've seen this for the last 2 weeks in Scotland. Sean Lamont is a devastating broken field runner. I thought he had the legs, I thought he was going to really go. He didn't back himself. Tanumunga gets back, but then Scotland still recycled it, and it went right over eventually to the far side. And again, it just fell down. Andy Henderson, after putting a great step, got tackled into touch. But listen to the crowd. Murrayfield's on its feet, and we've not heard that here at Murrayfield for a while.
There is a Murrayfield roar. New Zealand win the line out though. And a big thump from Peary Wook with the scrum half.
This is the end of it. Andy Henderson pissed it. Look at that step on Rico Gear. Rico Gear normally does that to players, and then I thought he might have the pace as well, but look at the defence. Manonu gets over there, and Chris Jack. But what an exciting passage of play for Scotland.
Good take at the Scottish line out as well from the restart. Crowder crying, hoping desperately for a big drive, but there's still some way out. Now it comes, and they wheel it to the side, and they're thundering towards the All Black line, and Scotland have a penalty.
Coming down.
Tell you this, the forwards in the driving maul so far today have performed very well indeed.
Running you in.
George Graham, Shade Monroe, the forwards coaches will be very proud of what they've done so far. There's that instant in the first half when it looked like it was a try, but the referee and the TMO just couldn't see the ball. And again there, they constructed that maul and just not rolled it forward bit after bit.
Well, after a bit of consultation with Jason White, happy of viewing for Frank Haddon, Dan Parks has just poked it into touch. Here goes Scotland again. And again a good take, a quick tap down from Scott Murray. A defensive drive from the All Blacks. Just running out of space, but a breakaway movement. And now here comes this drive again. 48,000 willing them on.
Leave it! Thank you! It's up, he's on his back, it's on his chest, and he'll go to the back.
But the movement dies with an All Black scrum and the boos of the crowd.
You can hear Nigel Whitehouse explain to the players he was on his back, the ball was on his chest, so that means it was held up. So maul, it's turned over, it's the opposition. In this case, the All Blacks should get the put in, but it was another well-worked drive by Scotland. They didn't go through the guts of it, they peeled it, half-peeled it around the front and set up again, but if you take a maul, you must get the ball back.
Just a slip in the scrum.
Scotland. I'll have a slip there, but I want this higher, okay? Here as well. Give him the shoulder to hit, please. Crouch and hold. Here. Stay. On away.
Wipu takes it upon himself to clear. Galloping into Southwell, takes it well.
No, it's not high.
Ball still off the play, and now Jason White down the blind side. 18 stone is stopped dead. Patterson picks up.
Leave it.
Carried on by Alistair Kellett. Looking the black sock legs clear.
Push out.
It's still here for Scotland, and it's for Bruce Douglas. Lamont picks up and goes. 5 yards made.
Out.
Michael Blair scoots it up.
He's on it, he's on his playing advantage.
Playing Scottish advantage. Almost straight through the middle, Scott Lawson. Back for the Scottish penalty.
Come away.
Full credit to the Scotland forwards, Andrew. They've been under the cosh, and they're just still sticking it at the All Blacks. But I tell you this, I reckon there's going to be substitutions come up. You can't ask the ball, and here it is. Simon Webster looks like he's getting stripped, but I'm surprised that the forwards haven't been changed in the props, because there's a lot of pressure being put on, but there's a lot of energy being expended.
And there will be again. Simon Webster's coming on for Marcus de Rollo, so there might be a reshuffling of the back line. Perhaps Chris Patterson coming in the way.
13.
And Webster a winger.
I would guess Hugo Southwell would go. No, Hugo Southwell still at full back. Webster's going in at outside centre.
Okay, time on.
That is a sound I would think. Hugo Southwell played last year outside centre for Scotland. That's a surprise.
Good take again by Scotland. Take 2 at the line out drive. The bodies are tiring with every shot.
Good.
Lamont again picks up. And he's driving Chris Jack backwards. Scott Murray thumps into the defence.
There we are.
Now here comes this new backline. There's a crossfield kick. It's rather sliced, but it might bounce kindly. Black hands have it. Manonu shrugs off one tackle.
Off white.
And now it's Rokothoko and his friend Toyava with him. Piriwipu. Evans' kick is sliced into the midfield. Ali Hogg, and he's rather isolated there. Runs into Angus MacDonald.
Away, Blacks!
Little box kick from Dan Parks. Rokothoko. And a pause from Chris Patterson, and the All Blacks have time to clear. My goodness, that was a concerted passage of play in the All Black half, but unfortunately for Scotland, the 3 points remains still the same.
Here's it off the post cam. Look at it, great camera work here, but it could have gone anyway. In the first half, Luwaki gets the knock back from James Ryan, and New Zealand get the try. That's where Scotland just needed the ball to bounce into their hands.
Play on, it's okay. Play on.
Big thumping in on Alistair Kellogg.
Leave it, Blacks. Good. It's
So the ball
okay.
has been secured for Scotland. We've seen this before, up and under. More time this time for Toyava. There's Joe Rokothoko with him. Manonu on his shoulder, and here comes Toyava again, the linking play from the All Blacks. It's Manonu, offloading beautifully to Piriwipu, and out there in support is Rico Gear, and he stands strong in the tackle, and it's laid back and lost at the last by the All Blacks. They are so dangerous in counter-attack, but on this occasion they don't get a try.
Great defence by Hugo Southwell. This is the end of it. On the ground here, Luwaki goes for a pick-up, and it was a knock-on. Good position by Nigel Whitehouse, but before this, Hugo Southwell, 1-on-1. He just put a big enough hit in to slow Rico Gear down, and that's sometimes all you require. Mike Blair gets back to eventually stop him, and the knock-on. Well played, Nigel Whitehouse. You were there, sir.
Changes
2 and 3 off,
about to be
please.
made to the Scottish
2 and
front
3
row.
subs.
Scott Lawson and Bruce Douglas are leaving,
We're still waiting here.
and Frank Hadden has decided to
Take your time.
put changes on the front row.
This is it. It was like press the fast forward button. Peter Week is a very good supporting scrum half. Tana has been quiet today, and everyone in the stadium thought try time when Rico Gear got it. But good scrambling defence by Scotland, and it's gone the length of the field from Scotland being on the All Blacks line. The All Blacks are now on Scotland's line, and Scotland will need to get this ball away very efficiently.
Dougie Hall and Craig Smith on at hooker and tight head prop respectively for Scotland.
Hey!
Angus MacDonald,
Get away!
your forefathers would be ashamed.
Scotland will be very relieved about that, because they were under the cosh of that scrum. They looked like there was going to be more pressure exerted on them.
Right, get the flanker away as well.
It's not exactly
Yeah,
the
just get
baptism
off
you
it.
want for Craig Smith and Dougie Hall to come on and have a scrum on your own line, but now Scotland can clear the lines and have the thrown at the line out.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was going to come in. I'll keep an eye on that.
I mean, it's a slap. Ali Hogg has actually got hold of him there, and he's trying to get Ali Hogg off him. Every flanker does that. Ali Hogg, well played.
Gone forward. No, it's gone forward.
I'm not sure his forefathers would be
Man
ashamed
standing
as
in
far
front
as
of him,
him stood
I'll
with
gather
the All Blacks. As I mentioned in the 70s, probably quite proud.
Somewhere down the line, Angus MacDonald must be Scottish.
His uncle Doug Bruce also played for the All Blacks. Not of Samoan extraction. 20 minutes gone in the second half, no score yet. Piriwipu. Still that 19-point lead for New Zealand.
Leave it right. Come away. No. Push across. Out now.
Manonu in playing scrum half. Evans finds Chris Jack. There's MacDonald. Losing it forward. Scottish advantage. Can he make anything of it? Southwell. Now it's Webster. Bit of pace. Nowhere to go, but finds Hugo Southwell. Craig Smith. Big support runner in the form of the prop. It's wide again, being flung about almost in desperation from Scotland, but there is a purpose. Lamont takes it on again. Dan Parks looks at Craig Smith, thinks better of it. Now it finds Andy Henderson. Patterson. A shimmy and up over the halfway line.
Leave it, Blacks!
I don't think he's listening. He's been told to leave it. Alistair Kellogg takes it at a standstill and then finds himself in reverse.
Leave it, good.
Webster again, Chris Patterson finds a bit of space. Just little pockets of openings opening up for Scotland. Fingertip take from Jason White.
The knock-on first
Scotland
offence.
will have the
He was
scrum.
okay where he was.
I think some of these players might be quite tired out there.
I think they are. You can tell Scotland are playing
He was
really well.
from
Look
the
at the
back,
territory.
top,
Scotland 82%
Five.
second half, but look at the
Quiet.
figure at the top there. Only 3 points are
Maybe
still
number
on the
five.
scoreline. Scotland haven't been able to put territory in possession and convert that into points, and that is key against a side as good as New Zealand. But it's a gutsy performance, and they're doing really good. But there was about 4, 5, 6, maybe even double-figure phases, but they weren't really going anywhere. There was not the penetration that we saw a few minutes earlier when the Blacks made that break and Rico Gear almost got the try.
Lack of a cutting edge
Time back on.
is all that Scotland appear
Hang on,
to be
please.
missing at the moment, but it's a big thing which is missing.
No, wait.
You don't have that cutting edge, all the territory in the world, all possession counts for nothing. This has been a brave Scottish performance.
Six back.
I
Play
do
the
hate to use
advantage.
that word brave.
Playing six back.
It's a Scottish advantage, and there is the
Six
penalty.
back. Touch. Six back.
Angus MacDonald, again the
Man.
culprit.
Six back.
Another couple of All Blacks wait in the wings to come on, but Dan Parks is going to thump this as far down into the 22 as he can. He's done very well indeed.
It's a great kick. Dan Parks is an amazing kicker. It's unique, his style. He very rarely kicks it further than it needs to go. And why that mean? I mean, it just goes over the line and no more. He's a very efficient kicker, and he's a very good kicker.
Jason Eaton coming on for James Ryan, and Jimmy Cowan coming on at scrum half as well for the very impressive Piri Wipu.
Combative, I think, would be a way of describing Piri Wipu. He likes the physical side of it, but he's just marshalled it very well. He's a very good supporting scrum half. He runs good lines because he knows that the outside backs are going to make breaks.
As I said, New Zealand are trying to find at least 2 players for every position going into the World Cup in a couple of years' time. And here goes Scotland again. And here comes the cry of the crowd again. Jason White steering the ship. He's in reverse gear, everyone else ploughing forward. And they are making headway, Scotland. The All Blacks just creaking and straining, and others come piling in. Andy Henderson adding his weight. And there's a final ebb as they reach the try line.
No, leave it back.
Now what can Scotland do with the backs? There's the crossfield kick again. This one's better directed. Patterson's there, and Patterson just about clutches it and has to do well to Marshall Toyava. So nearly the first Scottish try.
Absolutely the correct tactics by Dan Parks, because there's so many white shirts on the ground. There's a couple of backs in. It was a good kick. This is it. This is the difference when the thing's going for you. That could easily popped into Chris Patterson's hand and Scotland get the try that they so fully deserve. As it is, Toyava comes away from it, but Scotland still have a line out 5 yards from the New Zealand line.
Time off, please.
He's come into things a little bit more in this second half. Scotland's second highest all-time point scorer, behind G. Hastings, Esquire.
He'll be very happy with how the forwards are going. I mean, the line out, the mauls have been outstanding, and just that's luck. Sometimes that can go for you, sometimes it doesn't. At least Chris Patterson had the wherewithal to make the tackle, because this weekend I'm sure could have run the length. But the forward pack there, that they're having a well-deserved breather, will probably take this line out and they'll try and drive it again. You got to say, after 65 minutes, Flower Scotland's coming, trying to get up here around Murrayfield in a stadium that's not quite full, which is a shame because the All Blacks here. But they deserve a try because they've been playing very well.
Big throw for replacement hooker Dougie Hall. Finds his man at the front, and they're wheeling it infield, and now trying to edge their way forward, but it's lost, and they're playing advantage, but the All Blacks may well use it in any case.
Advantage over.
And Jimmy Cowan's kick means advantage over, and it also means Scottish attack over.
What a sublime. This was the maul here that Scotland were going. You can see the ball. Dougie Hall, the scrum cap just obscured by the referee, trying to get his hands in it, and then it just comes out the side. And Chris Jack gets away, and for a while there, you thought New Zealand might go the length, but there was another mistake. But Jimmy Cowan, sublime bit of skill to pick the ball up and clear those lines.
Dougie Hall in the hooker, and nobody claiming the ball for Scotland, so we'll have it, say the All Blacks. Angus MacDonald in the fly half position. A very good game with flanker, but it's been re-stolen Park switches it. Webster. His chip. Nobody chasing. Into touch it goes. And again, that may well be a sign of fatigue.
He shouldn't be tired because he's just come on in the second half, but I tell you, his forwards in front of him will be. You know, there's been a lot of criticism recently, Andrew, with the crowds here at Murrayfield. There's still some empty seats there. I think it's about 47,000. The crowd here this evening.
Come in, please, Black.
It's a shame. We used to get full stadium here. Phil Anderton got things sorted here and we got full stadiums, but hopefully they'll come back. If Scotland can keep this performance up and start winning games, then we can start filling the stadium again.
Interference at the line out by Scotland. And now players will take deep breaths, take stock, take time, and it'll be a clearance kick from Nick Evans. Still no points scored in the second half, but no lack of effort or skill from both sides.
Penalty there. Scott Murray just closing the line out. You saw him just coming right into the All Blacks line out. There's a couple of changes being made by Scotland. Ali Hogg has come off, has been outstanding today as far as I'm concerned. Kelly Brown comes on and Phil Godwin comes on at standoff. Now this is a huge moment for these two players. This is a huge step up for them.
Big cheer for Phil Godwin coming on. Mike Blair and Jimmy Cowan's just slipping past him. The replacement All Black scrum half. And instantly Godwin will be called into defence. And here come the All Blacks once again. Jason Eaton. And now the chip and chase from Matt Nonu. And Hugo Southwell has to be quick, and he is quick enough.
22. Oh, he was gone.
You see the difference, Andrew, in that bit of play there. The All Blacks are getting through half tackles, they're offloading. This was the end of it. Man Nonu puts the kick through. There's a foot race, but Hugo Southwell got a nice bounce up there. That rugby ball can sometimes do silly things, but thankfully it bounced up.
We think about making it round. Oh, Ali Kelly spills it in the tackle. All Black advantage.
Still playing.
As Toyava, as the game once again becomes expanded sevens.
Back further down. It's gone forward. Black 1. Black 1 and 10. And 10. And 10.
A lot of players struggling with knocks.
And number 1, lads.
And
number
simple
1.
exhaustion. And off comes Simone Tamoi Paul, the Auckland.
Wait on, we got an injury as well, lads.
And on for him comes Tialata and Leon McDonald coming on for Nick Evans.
Looking at the close-up pictures there, the All Blacks forward look knackered as well as Scotland. This has been a hell of a physical test match. It's not maybe been the wide open running that we've seen from the All Blacks, but they know they've been in a test match.
Out!
And there is Leon McDonald instantly in. A fly half. Usually plays full back. All Black penalty. I wonder if they may just take this chance to
No, you're on the ground playing.
Sneak the first points of the second half.
Can't do it on your feet, please. Pull it out.
This will tell us everything about the mentality that they've got. Are they going for the goal? No.
How happy Graham Henry looks with the All Blacks performance. Oh, there's a smile. As the All Blacks brains trust Wayne Smith in the left, Graham Henry in the middle, and Steve Hansen. All with experience of British rugby. Little move, well worked in the All Blacks line out, and McDonald carries it forward again.
Leave it Blacks!
Scotland have snaffled it, and now they try and break free. Webster finds support from Lamont.
There it is!
Now Scotland try and set it back.
It's out now!
Which they do just.
Leave it!
Godwin. And Godwin finds Jimmy Cowan on his shoulders. Kick from Southwell. It sounded as if it might have been touched in the air, but it finds touch anyway.
Great attitude by Scotland. They get turnover ball in their own 22, just like the All Blacks have done in the first half. Scotland look to run the length, and you can see the Edinburgh influence coming out in the Scotland team here. Now Mike Blair, Phil Godwin, the Edinburgh half-backs, they're wanting to run the ball. Chris Patterson out wide with Webster and Southwell. It's right through the team.
And here they come, flinging it wide again. This is Godwin with shimmy inside. Jason White in the midfield. Gone through a power of work today. We'll feel the bruises tomorrow. Webster saw a chink of light and went for it, but it became All Black. Simon Taylor.
Leave it on the deck!
And the ball is out and stolen. And into touch.
It was away, skipper!
Again, Scotland going through the phases, doing a lot of things very well, but they're just lacking that little cutting edge. You can see Tano Manga on his feet, cleared out by Andy Henderson. Andy Henderson for me has been an outstanding player for Scotland tonight. He's made his tackles, he's done a lot of work. Every time there's a bit of a turnover, there's a bit of a concern.
Go away, come on!
There is a wave rippling around the stadium. Andy Nicol didn't join in. Scotland are on the attack again. Dougie Hall.
Away, lads, good!
Just watch the rugby. Phil Godman. Craig Smith is the bulwark.
Get away, 8!
Godman, little hitch kick, finds Patterson. He slips and the ball is slipping away as well.
Go forward first.
Very scrappy stuff, very scrappy stuff.
Go forward.
The All Blacks, it just seems that I'm looking at body language here and they're just a bit, I don't know, it seems like the season's come to an end. They've probably won the game with only 8 minutes to go. They've won the Grand Slam, they've an incredible season, but they don't look like they're really desperate to finish this game off in any style, which is a surprise.
No, crouch and hold, no! My fault, no, crouch and hold. Crouch and, sorry. Crouch and hold. Stop!
Oh, one, Rip.
Again! Driving first!
Scottish free kick.
Driving!
New Zealand going in before Nigel Whitehouse wanted them to do so. Godman. Straight in the crash ball, Jason White. Lost from Craig Smith's hands. Now here come New Zealand again in counter-attack.
Away, White!
Carried forward now by Muzi to Ali. And New Zealand now have numbers. And straight through goes Jason Eaton. And it's on to Rico Gear. And a cruel try for Scotland. But a wonderful try from New Zealand. It's been all Scotland territory in possession the second half. But these are the best finishers in the business.
Just a well-worked try by New Zealand. It was probably going to come. It's taken 34 minutes to come, but just penetration there. Look, 2 defenders offloading the tackle, and then there's just numbers. This is the new James Eaton came on, and support lines. Greg Townsend talked about the Luaki line coming in from behind the ball carrier. If you come in from behind the ball carrier, you're going to get the ball more often than not. Again, Mike Blair, sterling effort to defend, get back, but Rico Gear, like all good wingers, ran it in quite easily. But for Scotland, 34 minutes in the second half without conceding a try. It's been a gutsy, courageous, really quite competent performance by Scotland. But this happened 4 years ago when New Zealand, after Scotland had just expended so much energy to keep close, in the last 5 minutes New Zealand scored about 21 points.
Scotland have been brave, but New Zealand are no respecters of valour. They will finish you off.
Ball in 2 hands, handing off to offload. There's a coach book.
Leon McDonald's conversion makes it 29-3. Here they come again, to Ali. Angus McDonald, a shimmy from the flanker. Leon McDonald, but Scottish scrum. I suppose you have to bear in mind that New Zealand beats Wales and Ireland by an average of 38 points.
Have a look first.
So it has been a sterling Scottish performance. But no tries to show for all their efforts.
The knock on it is. Yeah.
And you can see the exhaustion breaking them just now.
Time off, please. Okay. Time back on.
Things do look rather brighter for Scotland, perhaps looking ahead to the Six Nations as well.
Yeah, I mean, if Scotland can finish this last 5 minutes off, 4.5 minutes without conceding too many, and maybe get over the line themselves. They deserve to get over the line. This crowd deserve to get a try to cheer on. If Scotland can do that, they'll fully deserve it.
And the ball is there. Taylor picks up, and Taylor goes himself. And just spilled, but they'll come back for the Scotland penalty.
Number 1, going down. Number 1.
Well, perhaps there is something final for Scotland to say in this match. Godman's kick perhaps is not quite as well directed as Dan Park's earlier efforts. Scotland will have to try from about 10 metres out. Good take at the back. They do well to drive it in from there.
Leave it wide.
And the All Blacks have pinched it.
There we are, good. Push.
Jimmy Cowan gets his hands upon it. Leon McDonald. That's John Afoe, the prop bursting through. And now there's space for the All Blacks. It's Rokocoko. A shimmy and a go. Sinks below one tackle and still alive. It's Tialata. and it's on to Ali. And suddenly deep into the Scottish 22. There's the kick now from McDonald. 2 black shirts out there. And the final move just falls apart. And the ball's still alive. Leon McDonald again. He's well held. Scottish penalty. Quickly taken by Godman. Jason White's there. Craig Smith. Loose pass. Godman again. There are tired bodies. Now they're chasing Southwell. And he takes his man and ball into touch and back into the All Blacks 22.
This is great stuff from Scotland. It's been a thoroughly great performance by Scotland this afternoon. They've got atmosphere in Murrayfield. They've got this crowd on their feet. This could have been. Everyone thought this was going to be tried. Joe Rothakoko, I thought he was going to do what he did against Wales last year at Cardiff. And then this was recycled again. It goes back to the side. But this is a Scots break. One-handed pass there from Phil Godman. A good chip and chase by Hugo Southwell. And Scotland fully deserve to get over this try line. And they've got under 2 minutes to do that, but they've got certainly good field position.
Sorry, no problem.
Murrayfield roar of encouragement again. His legs are burning now as they drive forward. But they do get the drive forward. A little bit of a foot stuck out to try and obstruct Mike Blair's pass.
Get away! There it is!
But it's still alive for Scotland.
Push out! Ready, go! Stay!
Scott Murray looking at what's available. 8 metres out, the backs get their chance. There's the kick through, and it's Webster chasing. And does Webster get his hands on it? I think he does. He thinks he does. Do Scotland have their try?
Well, they deserve it. They really deserve it. And again, if you look at player reaction,
I didn't see the grounding. Oh, the player had it. Can you just check on the grounding, please?
just checking the grounding. But if you look at the player reaction, Simon Webster looks like. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at it. That's a try. That's a try. That's like Rico Gear in the first half.
Right. So we'll probably after the conversion, if that goes to 80, we'll finish. You finish, yeah? Yeah, no, if that goes to 80, we'll have the kick.
Well, I'm calling that a try, Andrew.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it does look like a try there. Webster's paws upon it.
It's downward pressure you're looking for. That's all. Downward pressure. That's a right hand. That's a try.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah.
Chris.
Nigel, for me, it's try.
It's a try.
Try, yes.
Try, says Christophe Berdo, the television official. And it helps to have a centre who's a winger and has a bit of pace, Andy.
I mean, it's everything that Scotland deserve. They've put so much into this game. 29 points to 10, and they deserve to go over the try line there. It was a great kick by Phil Godman that put it through, and a good finish by Simon Webster. 29-10. Scotland should be very proud of what they've done today.
Well, the clock ticks round, and we are in the dying moments. We'll have one more move in the match, surely. Scotland still have to keep themselves organised and strong. And Godman's kick will just about tumble into touch. And with that, the end of a hugely entertaining match, and a match which Scotland can be proud of. These are the Kiwi kings of rugby. The Grand Slam glory goes to them, but to Scotland also, huge credit for this effort today.
Absolutely, Andrew. Both teams take a lot out today. The All Blacks, because for only the second time in their history, they've got a Grand Slam tour for Britain and Ireland. But for Scotland to finish the autumn test on a high, it has to be said, because 29 points to 10, no one would have thought that. And if you think about that try that wasn't given in the first half when the Scottish pack drove over the line, there's every chance that could have been 29-17. Well played, Scotland. There was a lot of great stuff out there. There was bags of guts, and that is one of the things that maybe has been levelled at the team the last couple of years, but it was there in abundance this afternoon.
And these players will take huge encouragement from knowing they've faced up to the All Blacks, and the all-conquering All Blacks.
Absolutely, all-conquering. These teams, this All Black have wiped the other three teams so far, especially Wales and especially Ireland. And Scotland have stood up to them tonight. They've gone toe-to-toe. The forward pack were immense tonight. Andy Henderson at 12 was immense as well.
Well, let's applaud these All Blacks as well, because Tanu Umanga, it may well have been his last match. We're still awaiting the decision on that. He's 32 years old, but Graham Henry has brought a wonderful, wonderful All Black squad to these shores. and they leave with everything.
Well, if you just think of all the great All Black sides that have come over here, and this is only the second one in history that have ever won the Grand Slam. Now, a lot of them don't play all four of the countries, so none of them not all of them can go for it, but you have to applaud them. They've brought 35 players, they've won 4 test matches against Scotland, Ireland, England and Wales, and they've changed basically a team every time. The 15 changes from Ireland to Wales, changes to England, 13 changes to date. You can see why they're in a huddle. That man is at the core of it. There's a lot of rumours that he's retiring. If he's retiring, then what a way to go out. Whitewashed the Lions, won the Tri-Nations and the Bledisloe Cup, and now a Grand Slam. If that's not New Zealand immortality, I don't know what is.
Well, the biggest credit to Scotland is that Tana Umaga and his All Black side know they have been in a serious test match today, and they will take the applause of the Scottish Tunnel and return the favour. And it's been a wonderfully entertaining spectacle for the Murrayfield crowd, and perhaps they will start to come back in the future as well.
Well, very much so. 47,000 here today. It's a shame it wasn't 67,500 as it could have been, because the Scotland team that you see down there taking the applause of the All Blacks deserve full stadium, because they put everything into that today. It was a quality performance. It wasn't just a gutsy performance, but you listen to this crowd. The Scottish crowd recognises effort and recognises when a team have put everything into it, and that is what this team did here tonight. They haven't won the game, and Scotland should never be happy about losing games, but in the context and the opposition tonight, Scotland should be very pleased with the effort this afternoon.
Well, there will be a trophy presentation. My goodness, it's a richly deserved trophy, and Anton Oliver points the way up the steps for Tana Umaga, who looks a little bit surprised. Sure, he knew he was getting a trophy. Jason White stays on the pitch to take the applause of the crowd, and again, richly deserved. A defeat, yes, but by no means a disgrace.
Absolutely not, and they deserve to. This crowd, they got up there, they give the team something to play for, and the crowd responded, and Tana Umaga come up to get the presentation. What a player he is.
32 years old, 74th cap today. He may not be back in an All Black shirt. A lot of All Black supporters will hope that he is. And he's collecting it from a great Scottish player and now the SRU president, Andy Irvine.
I'm sure you'd like to join me in congratulating both sides for a magnificent game today. Tana, congratulations on a fine victory and also your Grand Slam win. You're a tremendous side and you've been a joy to watch. To the Scottish team, well done lads, we're all immensely proud of you. I don't know what was said at half-time, but it certainly worked. Tana, great pleasure in presenting you with this plaque to mark the 100th anniversary of our fixture, New Zealand against Scotland.
Firstly, on behalf of the All Blacks, I'd like to thank the supporters that have travelled long distances to come follow us. And what has been a historical occasion for us, and we've achieved 4 in a row, but it's been hard work, and we'd just like to thank everyone, friends and family that have come over to support us as well. Thank you very much. And also to the Scottish public. I don't think we ever feel more welcome than when we come to Edinburgh, so I would like to thank you very much as well. Cheers.
Tana, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm also going to be joined in the Royal Box by Scotland captain Jason White. Ladies and gentlemen, give a cheer to Jason White and his side. Jason, I guess you're never happy with the defeat, but you must be delighted with the way the team rallied after half-time.
Yeah, we didn't play very well in the first half. We seemed to hang off New Zealand a little bit too much. We got a bit of a rocket up there, excuse my language, in the second half, and we came out and played a bit better. Congratulations to New Zealand. Getting a Grand Slam is a great achievement, and as you showed today, you're a great team. And to the Scottish boys, I think we can take pride in the second half. And last thing I'd like to say, is thanks very much to all the fans who came. We appreciate your support, and hopefully this bodes well for the Six Nations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason White and Scotland.